My name is Steve Peters, and I'm the founder of baseconsulting.co, an end-to-end supply chain management solutions provider based in the U.S.
We're the Powerhouse Fulfillment Center. We offer 3PL service imaginable for online sellers, from daily fulfillment to storage to bundling, you name it.
So what is the one thing that kind of differentiates you? I know there's a lot of 3PL companies out there that, you can easily find with a Google search. We all know the big names. I won't mention them, but what's kind of the difference between you guys and them from the...
Well, I would like to first start off by saying that the main benefit you get from using us as a fulfillment center or a 3PL is going to be the level of custom tailored customer service that you'll get from us. We are not scared to take a phone call. We're not scared to answer emails, get on WhatsApp and text back and forth if you have something special going on. We are very readily available. And I find that a lot of 3PLs these days their clients are pretty much just a number. And it's really hard to really get answers when needed. If you have questions about a particular order or something like that, we're very easy to get in touch with. Usually all of our clients have a dedicated rep that works hand in hand with them. So yeah, that's probably what the first thing that sets us apart. We're a lot more personable, I guess you could say, to make a long story short. And another one is going to be our rates. We do all we can to get our clients set up on a flat rate versus a really high fluctuating rate that you may not actually come out ahead with. So with our low flat rates, we get a lot of feedback saying that our clients are saving a lot of money each month in their fulfillment rates, their storage rates, things of that nature. So that is one thing that we have going on for anyone searching for 3PLs. We can definitely usually blow the competition out of the water when it comes to rates. So,
yeah, and it's really important to have that personalized experience, especially when you're, an entrepreneur and you're trying to wear a lot of different hats, and you kind of need to have an extra extension of your team really cares about things to go out and properly, right?
You said the magic word, team, we're another team member for most entrepreneurs. So, but yeah, like you said, it's hard to really juggle and get things all done, everything done on your own. So it's kind of where we take a lot of the pressure and weight off people's shoulders.
Yeah. And with the rates, I know from personal experience, all the different hidden fees that are added on, things that, can't be explained.
Unexplained fees.
Unexplained things that pop up. And, you do need that flexibility as an entrepreneur especially when you're first starting out. Some of the things I've heard clients complain about when working with a 3PL is the lack of communication when there's a problem, inventory inaccuracies, shipping errors, all that kind of stuff. It seems like Powerhouse is a good fit to kind of resolve all those kind of issues that always seem to pop up, especially when you're starting out. Maybe the package is a little bit different.
It's true. We're actually sellers ourselves. So we know that when something comes up that needs to be addressed, it's 9 out of 10 times a pretty urgent matter. Right. So it's something that we take seriously. We don't want anything to happen negatively to our clients as a result of just slow response or, dragging our feet on anything else. So it's when problems arise, we are a really good solution, and we usually try to remedy the solution rather quickly, so everybody can get back to work. Everybody can, avoid, any catastrophes from happening, from, missing deadlines and things like that. So
right, which is super important at the beginning, because you're trying to establish a brand. You're trying to keep the customer super happy, which is super important, right?
Absolutely.
So what kind of warehouse management system do you use now, and how does a client get plugged in? What kind of apps do you use?
Well, so the main warehouse, the WMS that we particularly use is called OrcaScan. OrcaScan is a really cost-effective solution for us, because there's a lot of great programs out there, but they are incredibly expensive. So as a business owner, we've been using OrcaScan, and they really provide everything that we need at this moment for maintaining accurate inventory counts, in and out scans, and we can basically download in real time any kind of reports that our clients may need in terms of hey, what are my inventory counts for this particular SKU, we can send them an entire list of what they have on stock. And it's really helpful for very high volume sellers that move a lot of products and send and ship a lot of products. So for us, the OrcaScan system has been actually pretty amazing. It's very user friendly. It's very detailed, super accurate. And that's something that we can easily share reports with clients that may request something or may need it. In terms of like a cloud-based type portal, most of our clients, just by the nature of the industry, are Amazon sellers. And so to this day, still the Amazon Seller Central account is typically the best way for most Amazon customers to look at real-time counts, real-time management on which products are coming in as returns or going out each day. That is definitely a system that we plan on keeping around quite a bit. We've also integrated ShipStation. That's been a really good kind of one-stop shop for sellers that sell on multiple platforms,
like Shopify and
Shopify and Walmart, everything like that. So that's been a pretty solid program that we have found that sellers have had pretty good experience with as well. But cool. In terms of our actual WMS, OrcaScan is what we currently use. And we've been very happy, very pleased with it.
And like, what kind of makes an ideal client in your business?
For us, the ideal client. So let's talk about that for a second. As a business owner, I want to grow my company, obviously, just like everyone else. And we could take on a lot of new sellers because there's a lot of new sellers out there. I will say, though, for new sellers, the challenge becomes the longevity of their business. I will say that, we all know that e-commerce is not for everyone. And a lot of people want to give it a shot. And I definitely commend that. I support that 100%. I'm always here to help people get on their feet and get their business up and running. But we've also noticed that the longevity for quite a few of the new sellers just isn't there. Do we take on brand new sellers? Absolutely, we do. I would say that our ideal client, if that's what you're asking, are very well-established sellers that have been doing it for a while and that kind of have their own system down as far as moving products, making orders, gathering sale conversions, all that good stuff. So those are who we tend to we prefer to attract, I will say. So, those established sellers out there, definitely call us. We have a lot of experience with working with high volume sellers. And that is kind of our bread and butter. If you are a new seller, call us too. Absolutely. We can definitely get you on track and we can work with you to help try to maintain a sense of that longevity, help you get to, past some of those obstacles that a lot of new sellers face. It's kind of the best of both worlds. We can get a lot of new sellers, of course, but we prefer to have, really high volume, well-established sellers.
Yeah. And I know you have a background working with Amazon sellers as well as, like you just said, you are you've been an Amazon seller. And I think that's how we met originally. Since you've kind of been in the industry for a long time, I was just saying, you have a lot of background in this industry for a very long time, the ins and outs from all different sides. Do you have any kind of tips for people that are, they look at, a YouTube video or TikTok video and they see these guys making all this money, they want to jump in, how do they get started? Do they fulfill themselves at the beginning to kind of understand how it works and mitigate some of those costs, or like, what do you suggest?
Yeah. For brand new sellers that are really just starting off, just do your homework. And I have found that new sellers that I work closely with, the biggest obstacle is the feeling of being overwhelmed with all the new knowledge, the new steps in the process that they have to shift gears and perform. So just know kind of what your breaking point is, so to speak. Don't get in over your head, because then it leaves you with a really bad experience. You may not get what you were trying to get out of it. And so if you go at a steady pace, your own steady pace, you're learning as quickly as you should be learning. You're doing your homework, you're getting the coaching, you're having the mentors in your corner. All that stuff will really help get you the best results of what you're trying to achieve. So, utilize your resources, know your personal limits of what you can handle and what you can't. A lot of times we have these big dreams, and all we can really see is the end goal. But in order to get to those end goals, we have to make sure that we can knock out steps A through Z to get there. Right. And a lot of times those aren't very easy steps for new sellers. And it's just stuff that maybe they don't think about at the beginning. And I certainly was guilty of doing a lot of that myself when I first started out.
Yeah, me too.
So, yeah, it's natural. But, having people in your corner that know a thing or two, that can teach you a thing or two, is really essential. Don't try to guess your way through it, because you can throw away a lot of money if you don't really go at it with the right approach. So yeah, it's
for
my
sure.
advice to new sellers is definitely reach out to people that have done it for a while, explain what you've done so far, and find someone that can help keep you pointed in the right direction, or that can introduce you to good resources for certain situations. But yeah, guessing your way through it. YouTube is a great resource. It's by no means the end all be all. There's a lot of false information on YouTube.
A lot of flashy information.
A lot of flash on there. Yeah, selling, misconception, giving misconceptions about what the industry is really like.
Right.
You hear the term passive income thrown around all the time out there, and it's
right.
There's really nothing passive about it.
They make it look very easy.
Yes. And I'm sure for some it maybe those type of success stories have happened to a few, but that's not the main situation for most.
Well, that's great advice. Thanks. And like the final question here is just like, what's your plans for expansion in the new year? I think that you mentioned that there's a new, you've expanded your facility, right?
Right. We've expanded our current location, our current immediate facility, but we have noticed that there's a lot of demand coming from the East Coast of the United States in particular. And so our next major move that we're going to be trying to focus on and working on and researching, we're kind of in the R&D stages of it, but is opening up an East Coast location, US East Coast location. And so that is going to be our next major mission. And when that happens, it's gonna require a lot of new roads to be traveled for us. But yeah, we're excited about that. And the growth has been happening much faster than I was expecting it to.
That's good. Yeah.
It's a good problem to have. Absolutely. But yeah, it just seems like we're getting a lot more clients from overseas, from the UK, we've had some Australian clients. I have somebody from Brazil right now that's interested. And so globally, it seems like a lot of people are trying their best to bring their business to the US, which we're here to support. Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate you coming on and sharing.
Thank you for having me.
Look forward to our next call.
Always, man. Yeah. And you guys be sure to reach out if you'll have any questions about anything in the 3PL world. You guys can reach me, contact Steve. He can put you in touch with me. And so I appreciate it, man. Thank you, Steve, for having me on.
Appreciate you too. Thanks. Talk
All right,
next
guys.
time.